you all after this webinar. Okay, let me just start the presentation first. Today, I'll be going through web client analytics and how do we make use of Microsoft Copilot to assist us in doing some of the analytics in SAP Business One. Okay, this is what we'll be going through today. First, I will go through some of the executive dashboards that are available in Web Client. Then I will go through how do we leverage the linked list view functionality in SAP Business One transactions. Last, I will also be going through how do we generate the SQL queries with the help of Microsoft Copilot so that we can build our custom tiles in the Web Client. Okay, so next I'll go through some of the revenue story by tapping into the sales intelligence. As we can see from here, in the Web Client, what we have here is we have this dashboard available that highlights some of the key measures in our sales analysis. So in this particular dashboard, we are able to view some of the key sales informations from various aspects. Now I will switch to the Web Client user interface for you to see what is available in the Web Client in terms of the sales dashboards. I'll be using Microsoft Edge, and this is the user interface of the Web Client. We would go to the Analytics. Under the Analytics tabs, we will find a lot of tiles or what we call apps available in Web Client. And in here, we have this sales analysis by roles overview. We can actually click on this and you will bring me to a sales analysis card view dashboard. This is a pre-delivered sales analysis dashboard from SAP in the Web Client. So what we can see here is that there are multiple dashboards available. The first of them is the sales amount by year. So you can see that there is a KPI that are already been highlighted here. And you can see that this is actually a line chart that highlights the sales values. And from here, we can also see our sales profits by month, as well as sales amount by quarter. So from this screen, if you find that this screen estate is too little, you can actually click on this button to close the filtering condition area. Then you can view more information or more dashboards in your screen. So if you scroll down, you will find a couple of others dashboards available. So you can actually do an interactive click on this dashboard by hovering your mouse over some of the charts and the figures. The system will show you the details about the charts that you are placing your mouse over. Say, for example, if I place my mouse over this, the system will show me the information about the salesperson as well as the key measure. If you want to choose multiple information, you just single click on this and the system will just highlight the information that you have chosen, and you can then click on details. Then from here, you'll be able to see the information available. If you wanted to export this information to Excel, you can then click on this export to Excel. And the system will be able to generate an Excel file with this information. So oh, okay. The one that I'm having issue right now, it is because I have actually configured the linking of this Excel into my OneDrive, but I did not log in properly. So therefore, I'm not able to view it directly in my OneDrive. Okay. However, if you have not linked your system to the OneDrive, you'll be able to see the download file in the Excel. Okay. So from this particular card view, if you want to zoom into a particular dashboard, you can always click on the title of the dashboard, and the system will open the dashboard directly in more details. So from this dashboard, you can actually click on this button to zoom in into a particular time horizon that you want to view, or you can zoom out. You can also click on this open full screen to open this in full screen so that you can view in more details. Again, if you hover your mouse over some of the data points, you will see the detail about the data point as well. You can also click on the data points to select multiple data points, and the information will be aggregated together, and you can click on these details, and then you can export to Excel also. You can also click on this to export to Excel if you need. This will also connect to your OneDrive if there is a OneDrive connected. If not, then it will download it as an Excel file. Okay. Now let me just close it. So this is actually how you navigate the different dashboards in the web client itself. These are the pre-delivered dashboards. Okay. Let me just go back to the PowerPoint slides. Next, the web client also support transactional agilities. What it means is that we can actually browse to the dashboard directly from the transactions. So what I'm going to show you is the power of the linked list view. We will start with a customer 360 view from the sales order. Then we will look at the inventory turnover at the line level in the transactions. And I'm going to show you how to change the chart type on the fly while we are at the web client analytics. Okay, let me just go back to the web client. So first of all, let me just go back here. First of all, let's go back to the main screen, and I'll go to the sales tab. And from here, I'll be able to go to the sales order ads for me to view all the sales order that I have created. So I will then click on this arrow to open up the sales order. And from here, you will see a couple of information here that is related to your sales order. But while I'm doing this sales order, I can also click on this view, and I can select customer 360. And this is actually an additional view that I have designed to link to the sales order. Say, if I want to view more information about the customer while I'm at this sales order window, I can click on the view and I select customer 360. And the system will open up another worksheet, another tab for me, showing the dashboard about this customer. Okay. So the dashboard here are all related to that particular customer, and it has already been filtered by the customer. So you can see from here, the sales amount, the inventory quantity sold, the top 20 selling items, the information here are all filtered by the code. So how do we tell? We will be able to click on, you'll be able to see that there is a customer code listing here. You can also see others card. So this is the card view that I've shown you earlier. So all these card view are already filtered by the customer code that I have chosen earlier. So to show you, and another example is if I browse to another sales order, which is another customer, if I go to the view customer 360 again, you open up another tab for me, and it will show me only information related to that customer. So you can see that the cards are all filtered by the customer codes as well. The information will be filtered. All right. Okay, so next question is, how do we actually build this? It is actually quite straightforward, and end user like yourself can easily build it yourself as well. Let's assume that I want to view information about the customer, not the customer 360, but I want to get a full list of the AR invoices that I built to this customer before. So I can then click on the views. I can go to the manage. System will bring you to the link list view maintenance window, where I can create a new link, and I will give it a new link name. I can say that this is AR invoice listing. Then I will just choose a list view that are related to AR invoices. For example, AR invoices. I can just type in, system will search for me the list view. Then you can choose what view do you want from the AR invoice. So I want all AR invoices. And I also want to make it public so that another colleague who is working on the same sales order, they can actually view this view that I've created as well. I will then be able to select the list view filter fields. If I never do this, the system will list all invoices regardless of which customer it is. But I want to filter the new view by the customer. So I choose the customer code. And in the object number, I also choose customer code. So this tells the system that this view will only be restricted to the customer in the sales order that I have chosen to see. I will just click on save, and I go back to the sales order. I go back to the main screen, or perhaps I just go back to here. Okay, so I just go back here and go back to this customer. Let's see. Now I click on the view. I have the additional AR invoice listing here. So now what I will do is I will click on this AR invoice listing, and the system will be able to show me the listing of the AR invoices. They are already filtered by this customer itself. So this will be the full listing of the AR invoices. Okay. Now go back to the sales order. This view is at the header level. What happens if I go to the contents? I want to see the detail. For example, I want to see information relating to this item. Okay. There is also a view function here. What you will do is you can click on this to select this line, and you can click on these views. And from here, again, you will see a list of all the views that you have previously linked before. For example, I want to view the inventory information about this item. So I click on this. I will select this. Again, the system opened another tab for me. And it will show me information about this item, such as the cost of goods sold for last year and the current first in, first out inventory value, as well as the turnover ratio for these items. Okay. So this inventory turnover is actually a customized view that I have created. It's based on a customized query. Later, I will show you how do we create a customized query with the help of AI. Okay. But meanwhile, let's focus on this information here. So what happened is that if you want to go into here, click on this. Again, you can select this view and you can define a new link to another link list view again. Okay, so the possibility is endless. You can actually create a lot of different views. Similarly, if I want to view all AP invoices relating to this item, say I want to find out the purchase information. I just click on this. And again, the system will be able to open up another tab for me and show me the information from the AP invoices, showing this listing for me. And I can see the document total. I can even click on the setting icons here to pull out information such as item number, as well as unit price, or rather price after discount in the lines level. So I click OK. I'll be able to see the prices that I purchased from the various vendor before. Okay. So from here, if you want to group by the vendor, just right click and select group. Then you will see the vendor information here, and you can see that there is a document total here, there is a unit price here, right? So you can actually click on this. You can view the detail again. So this is easy for you to do grouping in the list view. Now let's go back to the PowerPoint slides. So I have shown you how to review the customer 360, and I've also show you how to we actually view the inventory detail from the line level. So how do we actually change the type of the charts? Let's go back here. Now, if I go to here, if I select AP invoices, I'm seeing the listing of the invoice. Okay, so how do I create a chart out of this listing? I can change the chart, change it to a chart view. This is a table view. So this one is a table view, but I can also change it to a chart view. I change to chart view. From here, I can choose the measure or the numbers that I want to be displayed on this screen. I click on the document total and then select the dimension, which could be a posting date, year and month. Okay, so I can see the document total that I have purchased before. These are the trend. You can click this to zoom in, click this to zoom out. Okay, you can also add another dimension, which is probably maybe a business partner or buyer name or a business partner vendor name, for example. Okay, so you can add another dimension, and from here, if you want to change to a different chart type, I can click on this and I select a stacked column chart, for example. I can do that, or I can select column chart or bar chart. Okay, so you can see from here. So if the time dimension is too many, you can actually do a filtering of this chart as well directly by going to the posting date. From here, you can click on this to select the date range that you want. From the date range, you can choose either today or this week or this year. If you choose this year, you click OK. The system will limit, you click Go, the system will limit the information only to this year. So you can see from here, only a few supplier, you only purchase a few from a few supplier. So you click on this and this, select multiple, you can then view the details again. So from here, there is an additional option for you to open, because you know that there is this total from this vendor, but what if I want to know the detail? What actually constitute this value? You can click on open in list view. You click OK. Then the system will open another tab for you with the filtering condition already filtered for you. As you can see here, the vendor name and the posting date are already filtered for you. So if you are okay with this and you wanted to save this in the home page so that you do not need to re-enter the condition again, what you need to do is you just need to click on this drop-down list and you can select Save As and you can give it a name. Maybe it's AP invoices for this year for 2 vendors, for example. And you can save it as the default, or you can mark it as a public so that everybody can access to the same view. If I save it here, then the next time I come to the AP invoice, manage AP invoices app, I will be able to click on the drop-down list. I will be able to see this as one of the selection that I've saved before. In addition to this, if you wanted to save it in the home page, you can click on this to either share by email or save it as a tile. If you share by email, you can then create an email and send it to your colleagues, and your colleague can click on the link to open this view directly. If you select save as a tile, you will need to give it a name. Maybe you can create AP invoices for this year. And at the same time, you can also indicate the KPI in the tile, because without the KPI, the tile will just be a static information displayed to the user. I can say I want the measure to be the total amount from this tile. So I just say measure, and then I need to give it a KPI. I will say total invoices. And I say I want to save it as into my home page. I click OK. Then the system will save this particular view inside my home page. If I go back to the home page, my home page here, you will see this AP invoices for this year. So you can see that this is a KPI. And you see that others have no KPI. The tile that has no KPI will looks like this. The tiles that has a KPI will look like this. You can also click on this now to refresh the current value, the current information. Okay, so this information is always in real time. Okay, so this is actually how we do a filtering as well as to change the chart type or the graph type on the fly. Okay, now let's go on to the next topic, which is how we use the AI to do a customization. Okay, now before we go to the customization, let me just quickly go through the different type of tiles that you can already use in the system to build the chart or to build your graph. So if you go to the sales order window, this is a list view in the web client. You can already use this list to create a chart. Okay, you can already use this list to create a chart. If you want to create a chart using sales invoice, I will go to the sales and I can go to the AR invoices. And this is the list view for the AR invoices. As you can see that the data will come from AR invoice. Then click on this chart view to change it to a chart view. Okay. In addition to the chart view, there is also another option that you can change, you can create, which is a card view. Say, for example, I go to the card view, I would then be able to click on edit, and I can start entering or creating a new card. So this is what I do. I will click this plus sign. System will open up an add card function for me. I will then create a title where it says open AR invoices. Then I will also be able to include a measure, which is probably the document number again, document total. Then I will say invoice total. So you can see that the system actually shows the KPI description directly. Okay. Then I will also be able to choose the content type, whether do I want it to be a bar chart or a column chart. And I can also do a sorting. I want to sort it by the y-axis. Y-axis, what is the measure? I want it to be a gross profit. Okay. And the X measure is I want it to be a customer name. Okay. So this is how I do. Then once this is done, I will just click on add to add this card. So this is how easy it is for you to create a new card view. And how about I want to have another pie chart? Click on this plus sign. I will select this pie chart. Now I will say customer sales, sales by customer. This time round, I do not want to have any KPI. I will just choose document total. And I will choose the dimension as customer name again. So you can see from here, you click add. Now the system actually built this tool for me. And if you want to add another one with a table, click this. I want to have a table information. Maybe the top 10 customer by sales. Then I will say the display number as 10, and the dimension I will choose customer. Name. Then I will choose document total. Okay, so now it is sorted, it is not sorted. So I want to sort it by the measure in descending order. So I will the system will show me the top 10 customer. So I add. So then you will see the three chart here, then three cards here. I will click on finish, edit. Then you have this thing available. And I want to save it somewhere so that I can reuse it. I just save it as a tile and save it as my invoice card view. And I put it inside the home page as well, the group. So I click OK. If I go back to the main screen, I go back to my home, I'll be able to see the card here because I did not include any KPI, so I won't see anything here. But I can now easily click on this card view and the system will open this out for me. And from here, you can also click to change the filtering condition. For example, I do not want to see just the invoices created by me. I want to see all invoices. And click go, it will just show everything. And in terms of the posting date, I can also put in the condition, say last 30 days. Oh, sorry, minus 30 days. Minus 30. Minus 30 day. Okay, so if it is minus 30 days, meaning only 1 day, right? So, but I want it to be minus 30 days to today. Minus 30 day to ... today. Right? So the system will build for me the date. So you click go, it will be the last 30 days invoices. Okay, it will be the last 30 days invoices. So if you run this today, it will be the last 30 days starting from 11th of March. But if it is tomorrow, it will be starting from 12th of March. So it's always running. This date will always be in running total. Okay. Now, this is how you actually build a card view from existing data view that is provided by SAP Business One. But in many cases, you will want to build your own queries. Maybe you need to have reports that reports data from your customized database or customized data field. Then you will need to come up with some queries. So to build a queries, you just need to make use of the user-defined queries function. Let's go to the analytics. And let's go to the function called user-defined queries here. Come to here. Then you will see all the user-defined queries, categories. This is also the same categories that you would have seen in your desktop application. Over here, what you can do is you can click on create. The system will ask you for a name of the query. Say, for example, I want to have the invoice list. I want to have the so-called the inventory total, inventory quantity information total. So I would just say inventory total. Then I will have to choose a category to save this query. Next is how do you build a query? There are two ways. The user-defined queries function in the web client allows you to use a control space to list all the available options. For example, you press Control Tab here, the system will show you all the keywords that are applicable SQL queries. Okay. Or you can also find information about the database. For example, let's say if I choose select, okay, from, just put select from. Let's assume I want to have the item. So I press Control Tab. I do not know what is, I press Control Space Bar. I do not know what is the table name for the item. I just press Control Space and I put items. So you will see a lot of information appears. Okay. So apparently this is the items table that I want. So I just choose here. Okay. Now, what are the fields that I want. Okay, so you can, again, you know that the table name is OITM, so you just put OITM dot. You can see that the system already immediately find the most appropriate suggestion for you. You can choose item codes. Okay, but since I'm working in a HANA version of SAP Business One, so I will need to enclose this field name with a double quotes, then followed by comma, then control space again, maybe item name, item description. You see the item description here. So I tap here. Again, you enclose it with a double quotes. Okay. So then I will say I want to have quantity. Okay. So control space, quantity, or rather quantity on hand. On hand quantity, for example, or inventory quantity. Let me see. Inventory quantity, is it here? Inventory quantity. Let me see what is the name. Oh, it's called in stock. So in stock quantity, actually. So in stock quantity. Okay. So that's it. So I'm just building a very simple query with the help of the built-in assistant from SAP Web Client. So I click on validate. You must click on validate first to make sure that the result is valid. And you can then see the columns here. You will then be able to link the field to an existing table. For example, the item code, I wanted to link it to items again. So I will just choose item. Okay, so what is the benefit of this? The benefit is this. You preview the top 1,000 rows. Okay, so you see that there's already a preview listing. Then you can add and view. Then you can click on this open in list view. And you can see that there is now an arrow pointing to the item number. It means that you can click on this. The system will be able to give you an option to view more detail about the item. So this is the benefit of having the link in the database query itself. Okay. Now let's go back to the creation of the query again. Okay. I will need to make sure that it is active so that I can actually use it in the home page. So I click on edit. I make it yes, active, and I display this as a tile on my home page. Just mark it as yes, and you click update. And if you go back to the main screen, there is now an additional tile. You can then click on this to run this query yourself. And from here, again, you can turn it into a chart by building a graph in stock and item number with you can see the different item number. You can also have a bar chart here, maybe item number here. So from here, so you can see there is an item over here. Okay. Okay. Now this is simple. Then how about a more detailed queries? Let's use AI to help me to build. Now I go back to user-defined queries. I'm using Microsoft Edge because there is already a built-in copilot. So I can click on this copilot to open up the copilot for me. Create a new one. Then I will just create a new query. Then from here, you will just need to type in what you want the copilot to help you to build. So in order for the copilot to build a correct query for you, you need to provide some basic information. Now, it's best for you to prepare this statement in the Word document first before you type directly inside the AI. Say, for example, I want the system to give me a listing of all the AP invoices showing this information like document number, document date, customer code, customer name, document statuses, item code, quantity, unit price, as well as the row total. And more importantly, you must tell the system, must tell the copilot that the column name must not contain any space or special characters. And you also need to enclose the column name with a double quotes because this is unique to HANA database queries. Okay, so you do this and you just copy this and then you put it inside the queries, and you put it inside the chat box, and you press enter. The system will be, Copilot will be able to build this query for you. Okay. Then you just click on copy and you paste it here. Okay. And you must click on validate. If you find there is an error here, it means that there are some incorrect syntax here. So what it means is that under line 18, there is some invalid characters. The reason is because in the web client, you must not end with a semicolon. Okay, so we just remove the semicolon here and click on validate. Now this shows valid. You must always preview the data. Let's just close this Copilot first. You must always preview the data here to make sure the data is what you want. And from here, the system is able to tell if it is a vendor codes, it helps you to link it to the business partner database. If it is an item codes, it helps you to link to the item master database. So from here, you can see that there is no GR account code. But of course, if you want, you can always add in the GR account code number here. Just ask AI to include that in. Okay. And there is also an aggregation here. So the system will be able to show you the aggregation of the values here. Okay. Then you just need to give it a name, AP invoice listing, and give it and put it into a category. And I add it, and you open in the list view. Okay, so this is how you get. So you can actually see all the queries, all the columns that you have created. But at the same time, the web client is giving you some additional columns. These are the date aggregates. So the system knows that there is a date column inside the query. The system will also provide these columns for you by segregating the date component into year, quarter, month, week, as well as the year and quarter, year and month, as well as this one is year and month. This one is year and week. So this one is year and week. So this actually helps you to build charts. Say, for example, I wanted to have a chart view that give me a trend of all the, maybe the quantities that I purchase. I will just select the quantity and I choose document date, year and month here. So I have this graph that actually show me the segregation by year and month. Okay, I can click highlight to select multiple data points here, or you can click Control to select additional data points here. Then you have see the details here. All right. So this is actually how you build the customized query by using AI here. So let's go back to the user-defined queries. What happens if you want to build informations or want to build queries that retrieve information that are not inside the standard function here? As you know, SAP Business One Web Client included most of the commonly used function in the system, right? So you see the service, you see accounting, you see productions. In fact, a lot of functionality already included in here. Down payment, invoice, quotation, everything is here. So what happens if you want to have, you want to report data that are not inside this database, not inside the functions here, then suddenly you cannot use the list view, right? Like this to build a chart. So this is where the user-defined query is important. So you can actually go to the analytics, the user-defined queries here. You can actually create a query that report data that are actually not available in the web client functions. For example, now I want to retrieve data. Maybe it's the price list information. I will choose select from price list, right? So the price list is what? Control space, price list. Okay, there is this price list. There is also another price list here. So in SAP Business One, always choose the one that starts with O. Okay, so choose this. So I choose everything from the price list here. I validate, and everything is valid. You can then see the columns information here. Okay, so apparently the price list setup information is not available inside the web client, but I can actually build information. I can actually build a query that retrieve data from that price list itself and save it inside the queries. So this is how you actually go around the limitation of the functionality available in the web client. All right. Now, let me go back to here. So I've gone through this. How do you ask the copilot to build a complex SQL in plain English? And how do you do an instant validation? And how do you actually save it as a tile to put your custom query into the analytical tile on your home group? Okay. Next, I want to bring your attention to some of the available dashboards. For example, purchase analysis. So go to here, go to the purchasing here. No, you go to the analytics. You can then see there's this purchase analysis by row overview. Okay, click this overview. You will see the dashboard available for the purchasing related data. So click this to close the filtering condition, and you see the cart view here. Okay, so you can see the purchase analysis, anything that is relating to the purchases here. Okay, so you can use this to, okay, over here, if you do not want to open this chart and zoom into different data here, you can use the mouse scroll bar in your mouse. Just click on Control and scroll up and scroll down, and you will just expand and collapse it. Okay, right? So this is one of the example of the purchase analysis queries, sales dashboard. Another one is inventory. You can actually go to the inventory turnover. Say, for example, I go back here. There is also another one pre-built by the system, inventory status overview. Click on this, and the system will give you the in-stock quantity as well as in-stock value. You can then view what are those items that are actually having the most values. So we can actually, okay, no, not this one. You can actually go to here. You can see the detail here. Okay, so click this to choose the one that you are interested in looking at, then go to the details. All right, so this is how you view the inventory related dashboard. Next, you will be able to find some of the financial dashboard in the system, but there are only a limited financial dashboard here. You can go to the financial analysis chart or financial analysis overview. So these are the standard financial analysis, but you can also choose to view what kind of documents, information, account balances, and there is a posting date filtering already by default. Again, you can click this to select a different view if you will have saved your own customized view. Okay, so this is a predefined financial overview, but if you want to have your own financial KPI, again, make use of the user-defined query. You can then build something like a liquidity by listing the total current asset over the current liabilities and give you the current ratio. Okay, this is one example that you can ask AI to build. Another one is you could also have some financial revenue and cost of sales. Okay, so here, this is also a customized query proposed by AI that allows us to actually choose to view revenue, gross profit margin, cost of goods sold by querying the data from the financial. So you can actually build a query like this, then you can actually save it inside the system. Okay. Now, that's all about the web client analytics. Of course, the web client analytics, the possibilities are endless. You can actually create a lot more advanced analytics in the web client itself. And once the data source is created, then the ability to change the graph and charts on the fly will be up to the individual user. Okay. Now I will stop the recording. I would then open the floor for questions. Okay, so I'll stop the recording now.